Hey everyone, this will be a sub DPS comparison of Sanhua versus Roccia. They'll be supporting Camellya alongside with Marina. This will be a Pincer Maneuver Warriors showcase comparison. I did a Sanhua versus Roccia Tower of Adversity showcase playing Hypercarry Camellya. So if you missed that video, I'll link that video somewhere around this timestamp. I'm planning to do a double intro comparison soon. All 5 stars in this video are S0 and Sanhua is S6. Please take these results with a grain of salt. I'm running this in the Endless Arena mode and I'm using the Dream Cosmos Sweep buff. As you can see, we start off on Sanhua's side. My stats for Sanhua's team will be located on the right if you want to look at them. The buff timer will be located on the left. My rotations in Pincer Maneuver Warriors, I'm going to call it PMW for short, is similar to my rotations from TOA, aside from the first rotation, since in this PMW, you don't start off with your liberation. Sanhua is okay in PMW. She could clear one wave by herself, but it is a little bit difficult. You'll kind of have to space Sanhua where she can hit everyone with her liberation. From my experience, this is a little bit difficult because Sanhua's liberation hits in the front and the range isn't really long. Another thing is the mob sometimes moves away from you, and in that case you're just wasting time trying to move to them and finish them off. I don't really use Sanhua to clear mobs. I kind of just use her to buff Camellya. I make sure to detonate the Ice Prism and Glacier in her rotation to activate her S6 team attack buff. Sanhua's S5 chain doubles her Concerto gain on her detonate. This is not listed on the description, it's kind of like a hidden effect. You can also buffer her detonate by holding basic attack during any of her animation and intro. In this footage, I score 4,700 points, but to be honest, it took me a long time to get this score. I cherry picked this footage. Most of my other footages, my Sanhua team scored around like 3,800 to 4,000-ish points. I got very lucky and a lot of the skills just lined up with the enemy spawn. Camellya's red spin mode is very good for this game mode, and if you position correctly, you can usually hit all the mobs. Camellya is a character that excels in both bossing and in AoE content. Moving on to Roccia's side, the stats for her team will be located on the right side. Roccia was made to excel in AoE content like the Pincer Maneuver Warriors. I had a much easier time on Roccia's side compared to Sanhua's side when I was recording gameplay footage for this video. Her liberation skill is great for grouping, and her Mamma Mia has pretty good range. She can confidently clear 1 or maybe 2 waves by herself before filling her Concerto bar. Her liberation does good damage for a sub DPS and can give up to a 200 flat attack buff. To get that full 200 flat attack buff, you need at least 70% crit rate, which is pretty steep if you don't have a crit rate gauntlet. She does require more on-field time than Sanhua, but for PMW, I think it's okay since she does pretty good damage as a sub DPS. When she outros, she gives the next Resonator the Magic Box utility. This is a great utility that sucks and groups the mobs together. This utility is very convenient, and you can see it makes it easier for my Camellya to clear waves. If you watched my Sanhua vs Roccia TOA comparison, we saw that with equal investment in the Forte tree, Sanhua does slightly better than Roccia in the Hypercarry Camellya comp. However, in PMW, Roccia does better than Sanhua. I think the result was obvious since Roccia's kit is tailored to AoE content. I think sub DPS Sanhua can do well in PMW, but from my personal experience, it takes a lot of time, luck, and effort to get a similar score in PMW compared to a sub DPS Roccia team. I think it took me 3 times the amount of time trying to record a Sanhua footage because my score was inconsistent. Sometimes I get 3,800-ish, other times I get 4,000, and other times I get like 32 or 3,300-ish because of bad positioning or the mobs move away. It definitely was frustrating at times. I have mixed feelings for Pincer Maneuver Warriors. I like that we have AoE content or like endgame, but this game mode doesn't really feel satisfying to play. I think it has to do with like the presentation. It looks a bit dull, and there's really no real difficulty. The mobs will just cycle through repeatedly, and well, I guess now that I think about, that's probably the point of like endless mode. I don't know what Kuro can do, but I hope they cook something better than PMW for AoE content. If you like my video, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. It'll help out a lot. Other than that, have a nice day, everyone.